they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere, because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Money's coming to me. Money's coming to me.
Back to consumer confidence. And you're going to see that happen. And this is the last thing we need right now, is for the consumer to cut back because he has no confidence. Or businesses. Businesses are going to cut back. As soon as the consumer cut backs, he doesn't buy any durable goods. He says, I'm not going to buy a new washer and dryer or a van for my business. This is what happens when confidence is lost. That's why when you lose confidence in your leader, the president, nothing could be worse. It shows up economically. It always does. As I always say, I've been on this earth for 75 years. In this business for 52 years. I've seen it. When you lose confidence in your government and your leadership, people don't feel good. They don't want to go. Well, why do you think it is that the fake business news network, what is their mission? What is their job? Their job is to make you feel good so you go buy a car. If you look at all the advertisements on CNBC, Fox Business, Boomy Burgers, if you look at their advertisements, it's mostly automobiles. So they got to get the viewer to feel good, to feel confident, go buy these automobiles. And they compete with each other, as I told you before. CNBC competes with Fox. Fox competes with Bloomberg. They all compete with each other for that GM money or that Ford advertising dollar. So they have to really hype things up to make you feel good. Their job is to always give you great hope and optimism. When you have that hope and optimism, then you believe it's time to get fully invested in the stock market. Then when the market keeps going up, as it's artificially pushed up with all the stimulus money, you become thrilled. You think you're a genius. Then every time the market pulls back a little bit, you buy in the dip. See, that's their job. Make you feel good. But this consumer confidence, we got numbers the other day about housing. Housing's going down, starting to contract. Of course it is. First of all, the housing boom was not, they're trying to sell it this way. When a housing boom started again, it wasn't a housing boom. The housing boom going back to 2001 to 2006, that's a different boom. Remember, the whole housing boom is based on, any housing boom is based on how many first-time home buyers are going to participate. And we have few. Why? Well, first of all, the problem is that when we had all the 10 million people, their homes went into foreclosure, remember what Obama did. Instead of taking those houses and putting them back out in the market for people to buy, instead what he did, he took those houses and packaged them, gave them to his buddy Buffett and people like BlackRock. He sold them to them for 10 cents on the dollar, 15 cents on the dollar. The most they ever paid was 25 cents on the dollar, and they rented them all out. And I remember here in Sarasota and Tampa, when you took that inventory off the market, then the houses, the rest of the houses went up big time, and people couldn't afford them. So the only thing this was, what this was, this housing boom, even though they're trying to make it sound like it was another boom, the same as the one in 2002 or 2008, they tried to make it sound like the same boom. No, it wasn't. These were people who already owned a home for a while. They lived in one of the cities, all these riots were occurring, and they wanted to move their family to the suburb. That's it. It was a very small market. You had no new home buyers, first-time home buyers. They can't afford a home. Can't afford a home. And it's still not easy to get a mortgage. Yeah, rates are low, but it's not easy. So my point is, when you get that consumer confidence down, that's the problem. But here's the real problem that they're not telling you about. Nobody wants to talk about debt. The fake Business News Network they're not allowed to talk about it. Because you wouldn't buy a car if you knew this. Knew what? Well, I'm going to tell you. Think about this. We have the stock market going up every day. New highs, new highs, new highs. We have a stock market where, remember, this would be the 300th day the market hasn't pulled back 5%. Not even 5%. Not even 5%. Well, why would it pull back 5%? Every time it goes on a dip, everybody comes in buying the market. They think they're going to get rich. And why? Because of all the stimulus money. I mean, think of all the stimulus money that's been in this market. Crazy. You had the $2.3 trillion Keynes CARES Act, $2.1 trillion American Rescue Plan, $2.1 trillion American Family Plan. Then there's another $30 billion to take care of people who are behind on their mortgages, behind on utilities, behind on association fees. And then on top of the CARES Act, American Rescue Plan, American Family Plan, now they're coming out with a welfare plan. They're going to be, besides the $1 trillion, they're going to be borrowing and printing for the roads and bridges. Guess what? They're doing another $5 trillion on top of that. It's all a big welfare program. Well, all that money's borrowed. And when you have our debt to our economic growth, to our GDP growth, when you have debt to GDP growth, when it's above 60%, you're dead in the water. What's that mean? Well, when you have debt, our national debt, to our economic growth, when it's above 60%, it identifies that the country is not producing enough goods, making enough sales, so it can keep up with its debt payments, like to China, what we owe China. You know what we're at right now? Some people say, well, it should be 90%. All right, let's use 90%, 60 to 90%. We're at 130%. Are you nuts? But they don't tell you that. A high debt to GDP ratio of 130% is a killer. That's a killer. You're not growing your economy. And they come in and lie to you and say, well, look at this. The first quarter, our economy, our GDP, the first quarter is up 8%. Second quarter is up 6%. Don't give me that. You just opened the economy. What do you think it's going to be? Let's see what it is when we get into November. You're going to be right back to 1.6% because there's not one economy when you have a debt to GDP above 60%, it's going to hit even 3%. Why do you think Obama, he was the only president couldn't hit 3%? Because he had so much debt because he was growing a welfare state instead of putting that money into jobs, he was growing a welfare state. His debt to GDP was above 60%. So that's why he couldn't grow the economy. So what does this all mean to you as an individual? Does this mean a crash? Well, guess what? I'll tell you that when I get back from this break.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Warning, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com. When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Then go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. Now, here's Phil.
Pending home sales in July down 1.8% month to month. Pending sales down 8.5% year over year. The market may be starting to cool slightly.
Slightly? Really? Welcome back to Phil's Gang. So here's what's going on. As I said, this housing market, if you go back to February 2020, when the market dropped 31%, to March 2020, and then starting in April, they ran the market up 113% in 12 months. 113%. All from stimulus. All favoring the wealthy. So people were out, and the rates, they dropped the rates to almost nothing. So these people in these cities who want to get out of the city to go to the suburb, they were willing to pay anything for a house. So they paid 20% too much for a home. But they didn't buy a home to flip it, so they'll be okay. If they stay in their house 6, 7, 8 years, they'll be fine. If people bought a house and they're going to sell it within 2, 3 years, they're going to lose 20% at least. It's a different market than it was back from 2001 to 2006, that housing market, but totally different. Because there's no participation with new first-time home buyers. They're gone. They're gone. Obama screwed that up when he gave everybody, when all these houses were foreclosed on, the banks had all the repos, and instead of putting them back out on the market, so the guy on Main Street could buy a home at a reasonable price, he turned around and he sold hundreds of thousands of homes to his pals. 10 cents on a dollar, 25 cents on a dollar. Buffett, one of his pals, Bush family, they had the BlackRock and Blackstone. So that took the inventory off the market. And if you wanted a house, and I experienced that here in Sarasota and Tampa, boy, the price was going straight up. Couldn't believe it because there's no inventory. That's how it works. But let's get back to what's going on now. Okay? That's just a little hint of what's going on. But the real problem right now is this. Remember I told you that our owners, they control the Federal Reserve. They're never going to let Powell works for the Federal Reserve. He takes their orders. Do you think for one moment they want Powell to raise rates? Do you think for one moment when we've had 300 days where the stock market makes new highs almost every day and we haven't had a 5% pullback? Do you think they're going to want to stop? They've been now, 24 months printing $6.5 trillion per day. You think they want to stop that? Printing of money? Of course not. We've been printing, if you really take all the money we've been printing, it's been 160 months, contiguous printing, month after month after month. So what's happened is our owners are getting wealthy because they're taking that money and first of all their assets are going up, because when you print money like that, when you keep printing money and then put on top of that the CARES Act, the American Rescue Plan, the American Family Plan, and now we got a $5 trillion a human infrastructure plan, which is a socialist program, that causes inflation. And this is done purposely. The wealthy want inflation, because from March 2020 to March 2021, billionaires, their wealth went up 1.5 trillion. That's right. 1.5 trillion. Then they added another 325 billion from April 2021 to August 1st this year. Now, since March 2020 to August 1st, 2021, the 1 percentile, the top 1% of the population, their wealth increased by 115 billion. Main Street lost wealth. That's right. Why? Because their debt keeps increasing. Their jobs aren't, their wages aren't going up, because the CEOs take all the money and they do stock buybacks. They don't buy the new machinery, new equipment, so they can produce more, and so their wages go up. And all that money, remember, is to drive the stock market. But our debt is going up at the same time. So when you go and look at our economic growth to our debt, we're above 60%. A high debt to economic growth, GDP growth, or ratio, more than 60%, indicates our economy, we're not producing enough goods to sell, and therefore there's not enough to pay our debt. That's bad, because then China, who lends us money, they want higher rates. Now think about that. We're at 130%. At 60%, it identifies we got a problem. You can't grow. You can't grow. You can't grow, and you can't produce enough, and you can't sell enough to pay our debt. Well, first of all, people are staying home. They're not there having a job producing stuff. You got people. You honest to God, I talked about this the other day. I go to public supermarket down here all the time. And I get these little papers for my wife's dog, a little tiny dog, and he has a pan. He goes on the pan and you change the paper. Those papers haven't been in 3 months. I said to the guy, "Where are those papers? When are you going to bring them in?" He said, "We don't have enough people to produce those. Our supplier told us they just can't get enough people. They're way behind." See what's going on? So here's the problem. While they're getting the 1% getting rich and the 100% are getting rich, Main Street is getting in trouble. Because you can't have a GDP growth. I mean, that's a hell of a fast pace. This is the fastest pace on record, where we're at 130%. We've never seen this before. But see, they're not going to tell you that. The fake business news networks, they're not going to tell you that. They want you to feel good. They don't see. I make you feel not good, right? You don't feel so good when I tell you that. But when you listen to the fake business news network and you listen, oh boy, you're ready to go buy a car or anything else because everything's great. They point to the stock market. So what's going to happen? I'll tell you when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
philsgang.com is not the only way you can stay in touch with what we do throughout the day. With today's social media, you can stay up to date with Phil's Gang current events. You can find Phil's Gang on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and more. Phil's Gang Radio Show is broadcast live Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, Periscope, and, of course, YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Go to philsgang.com and find our social media buttons at the top left-hand corner of the site. philsgang.com and Phil's Gang Social Media, keeping you connected.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1 900-020.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Remember, every Friday now, go to my website, and I do a segment. Every Friday it's free. The Unfolding the Stock Market Crash. So this time, unlike the dot-com crash, unlike the housing crash, unlike the crash in February 2020, what they're calling the pandemic crash, which is not true, it held, but the crash was coming anyways. because the same thing that was happening, as I told you yesterday, the same thing was happening that happened back in the dot-com days where they had no diversification. They had 5 stocks driving a whole stock market, the whole S&P 500. Today, we're in worse shape. We got 6 stocks, and we're contributing 25%. Those 6 stocks are contributing 25% towards the S&P full value of 21 trillion. And back in the dot-com was 18%. That's right. They're contributing 5 stocks, contributing 18%. So what's going on right now is that if you're going to ride this wave, because as I told you, when you have a debt to GDP growth above 60, and when you get above a 90, you're screwed. It's over. And what does that mean? It's over. Well, it means that you don't get investment. Who's going to invest? Private sector doesn't invest. He knows a crash is coming. Why would any private investor invest in anything when he knows you're at a debt of 130? And here's the problem with the market. See, that's why the stock market doesn't reflect the economy. But yet, they keep telling you, the fake Business News Network, look at the stock market. Look at the stock market. They want you to believe it. See, if they turned around and said to you, hey, wait a minute, do you realize our debt to our economic growth, anything above 60 is a big red light. Anything above 90, you're dead. We're at 130. Have you heard anyone say that? Maria Bartiromo, any of them? Charles Payne, has he said anything? How about Big Mouth Kramer? Did he say anything? No. Because they want you to feel good. They want you to keep buying cars so they get that advertising revenue. And here's the problem. They should be telling you this discourages private investment. There's no question. And here's the other thing. China now knows we can't pay our debt. They're going to have to borrow money from China, and they're going to raise rates because we're more risk. We're going to have to pay more rates. And the other thing it tells us is that at some point, we have to raise rates. We have to raise taxes. So what they're doing right now, the very, very wealthy, the top 1/100th of 1% and the top 1%, or the 1/100% are owners, they're going to make as much money as they can. They're going to keep on printing and do more programs. They're going to do it. You watch. When this $5 trillion passes, they're going to do another $5 trillion. Because stimulus drives the stock market. Because they're smart enough. You notice how this $5 trillion deal now they're doing, that's all welfare. They're going to make sure that people don't have to pay for their payments on their houses. They're going to get another check. As long as you keep taking the people and taking care of them, and they don't have, if they get behind their payments, you take care of that. They get behind in the real estate taxes, you take care of that. See, this is what they're doing. See, this is socialism. So as long as they get a $1,400 check deposited in their checking account automatically every day, every week, they're not going to have to make that decision. Do I pay my credit card or do I pay my mortgage payment? That's what brought the market down in 2008. It's going to bring this market down too. But but the time frame is extended. The bubble is getting bigger and bigger. Time frame that comes is extending because they're continuing to do more of these programs. I mean, think of the money that they've been putting out in these stupid programs. It's not helping anybody. And then when you get to a point that they continue to print money now for 160 months, they've been printing money for the last 23 months. They boosted this by $6.5 trillion. Why do you think we're not getting a 5% pullback in the last 300 days? Because the market just keeps going up. But the other side of the ledger is our economy is getting worse and worse and worse, but they're not going to tell you that. So what do? Well, while valuations of these stocks have gone nuts, valuation of stocks usually are about 50% of our economy. They're at 209% of our economy. PE ratios should be at 15. They're 37. But the market keeps going up and up. Why? because all this money they're printing goes to where? Stock buybacks. Stock buybacks. So as long as they can keep the people from making that decision, do they pay their payment on their credit card or their house payment, keep sending them checks, and then the 1% and the very, very wealthy keep making a lot of money in the stock market. Now, what we're seeing, and I keep telling my members this, look, all the money is going into two areas. It's going into the big tech, and it's going into the banks. But there's a fight between the leadership, between the banks and between the tech. Because when yields, the 10-year Treasury yield goes up, the big institution, the big money start putting money in banks. When the yield drops, they don't put money in the banks, they put it into big tech. So the way that I'm telling my gang to make money, and we're doing terrific, is just buy the spiders. Because in the spiders, we have the 6 stocks that are driving the whole market. And we have the bank stocks. And you have all the other stocks. So it's a smoothing mechanism for you. You don't have to worry. You don't have to think. You don't have to worry about fundamentals of a company. Anybody looking at fundamentals of a company, you're wasting your time. Why would you look at the fundamentals of a company? Fundamentals of a company have nothing to do with the stock going up or down anymore. Fundamentals are gone. It's over with. Nobody cares about profit margins. Nobody cares about operating margins or free cash flow or, hey, I wonder how the management is doing. Let's check on them, see what their return on assets are, what their return on equity. Nobody gives a damn. Who cares? As long as they keep printing money, they can keep pushing the stock market higher and higher until that day, all of a sudden, they don't do stimulus anymore. Because, see, at one point, they got to raise rates because they got to slow the stimulus down. They got to raise rates. They're going to have to raise taxes because we can't pay our debt. We can't pay our national debt. They're going to have to raise taxes, collect more money. So in the meantime, why don't we just ride the wave? And we got the greatest chart in the world that gives you the protection you need. If you buy the spiders, which have the banks in it, you have the big tech in it, you got such a smoothing mechanism. I mean, and again, we haven't pulled back 5%. I tell my members every day, just strap yourself to the S&P. It's like a rocket ship. And put a stop in at 6%. We got proof. It's been 300 days. We haven't had the market come back more than 5%. So just protect yourself. And the beautiful thing about our color-coded technology chart, it gives us a call to action. It goes from green to orange. Tells us, wait a minute, the institutions are pulling money out. So then we get you ready to switch your position to make sure you're making money when the stock market goes back down. You can't do any better than that. Now, for those who want a lot of action, you got all the action you want. You can day trade if you want. Do what everybody's doing at Robinhood. You can day trade if you want. We got a chart for that. But you got such an opportunity right now. Such an opportunity. You just got to know, when do I get out? And that's why 80% of people lose money, because they don't. But when you're with us, you know when to get out. We'll be right back with more.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over 6-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Short on time. time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
The economy is doing well, or it's not.
The economy looks to me like it's doing very good. I don't think the economy is improving.
Well, you can't have it both ways.
You know, the economy is in really good shape.
The economy's not that good. The economy hadn't been growing that good.
Why did investors and traders come back in to buy that dip so aggressively?
Well, it's because we're in a bull market.
The economy really isn't that good.
The economy in Main Street is still very good.
The economy is doing well, or it's not.
We're in bad shape. Is there going to be a bear market in the next 5 years? And I say yes. Or that, well, should I get out now? No.
Well, you can't have it both ways.
How you find out the economy's doing well? Because they're going to lie to you. All you have to look at is our debt to our economic GDP growth. What is the ratio? Debt to GDP ratio. We stand at 130%. 60%, you're in deep trouble. 90%, you're dead. 130%, the only thing that's holding this thing up is the printing is the printing of money every day of $6.5 billion to buy stocks. That's it. That's it. That's what's keeping this whole market up. And the market's not the economy. All they did is tied the market to financial engineering. So all you got to do is ride, as I said, either the S&P up or ride up XLK or the Qs. But you just need to know when to get out. And if you're with us, you know exactly to get out. Because not only does our color-coded chart change from green to orange, it tells you, call to action, money is being pulled out. But every day at 2 o'clock, Steve, who's the head of our education program, goes over every one of our stocks in our portfolio that we invest in every day. Tells you what to do.
Lowe's. I think we should put on a scout to go short, but we're not going to add unless we can get down to about 201.
And he tells you what to do every day. So you got the color-coded chart that he's making decisions by, that it never fails, it's always right. He tells you exactly what to do. So for those people who don't want to go to class, those people who don't want to take time to learn, this is the best thing for you. Actually, for anybody. For anybody. It works. And you got it for 10 days. If it doesn't work, you can email me and tell me. I'm full of crap. But I haven't got an email yet. And we've had this thing for, 3 years now? It works. Check it out. All right. So, again, if you're going to, you got to also watch these banks. Because if these, what's happening right now, if we keep in this area where the banks, when they raise rates, and we're noticing this now, when they raise rates and they should be going up, they're not. And when the rates are going down, the tech should be breaking out and running, and they're not. Not like they should be. That always happens before a big correction. Before a big correction. The other big thing that people don't understand is going on, and they don't want to talk about it, is the debt we have. The consumer debt. It's horrible. Consumer debt, when people stop spending, that hurts our economy even more. And our debt goes up, and our debt to GDP ratio climbs even more. Why do you think we went from 60 to 90 to 130? Because of consumer debt. The more debt they have, because remember, the one thing our owners do know, just keep giving consumer more credit. What was it? Last month, I told you they increased their credit from $28 billion to $37 billion, so they go keep out and spending, even though they're broke. And remember what happens when they do that. When they're spending more than their income, and right now they're spending more than their wages, 30% more than their wages, that starts hurting our economy. Because what happens, remember I said to you, always watch China. Look at the China market. When the China market is going down and our market's going up, it's telling you something's wrong. Because remember, we depend on importing goods. We import everything. And when China market goes down, that means we're not importing from them. They're hurting. They're hurting. So why is our stock market going? It should be in concert with the China's market. It always is. When China market used to go up, our market went up. When China's market went down, our market went down. It was a great thing to watch. I mean, as a trader, as an investor, it was nothing better. Because you knew exactly what was going on in the economy, especially when you saw, all you have to do is put up a symbol, MCHI. That's all, MCHI, and put it on the color-coded chart. And you can see it. It's going straight down. Now you do an overlay with SPY. It's going straight up. That's a dangerous divergence. That means something's wrong with our economy. Because remember, the only way China's their market goes up if we are healthy and we're buying a lot of their goods. But when we get unhealthy, like we are now, just the 1 percentile have the money. And of course, our owners, 100%, they have all the money. The guy on Main Street struggling. So that means that we're not importing as much as we normally do. So that means China's market's going down, and our market should be going down, but it isn't. Because remember, our stock market doesn't connect to the economy anymore. It's been decoupled. Remember, the stock market and the economy was decoupled when they took the stock market, our owners, and linked it to financial engineering so they could keep printing money, $6.5 billion a day, to keep pushing stocks up when they shouldn't be going up. And that's another thing. That's why we always prepare our members. They always are going to have they're going to have the same confidence when they buy a stock as to when they sell a stock short. The same exact confidence. Hey, you can't have valuations of stocks where our valuations are at 209% of the economy when it's supposed to be 50%. You can't have stocks, the PE ratio is 37 when it should be 15. You can't have the S&P, for God's sakes, 6 companies driving the other companies. Are you kidding me? Think about it. The whole S&P 500 goes up with 5 companies. That's nuts. 6 stocks are pushing up what? 494 companies. 6 companies pushing up 494 companies. Isn't that insane? But that's what's going on. That's called stimulus. That's called CARES Act. That's called the American Rescue Plan. That's called the American Family Plan. That's called the new $5 trillion, what are they calling that thing now? They have a name for that now? Infrastructure. And they're going to come up with another one and another one. So when this market breaks, you want to be in the position that you're out of it right before it breaks. Hey, it could be 6 months. It could be 6 years from now. If it's 6 years from now, let's ride it 6 years. They're going to totally destroy Main Street, but they'll keep on putting them on different socialist programs to keep them alive, to keep the stock market going up. What a wonderful thing that would be. Think about it. They passed this $5 trillion communist bill, the socialist bill, then they don't have to make a decision. Do they pay their house payment or do they pay their credit card payment? Because they're going to make sure they send them money so they can pay both. Isn't that amazing? When they send when every day, every week, every month, you get a check deposit automatically in your checking account, $1,400 plus $300 for each kid you got? Are you kidding? Oh, I'm sure they go out. If someone's got 4 kids, I'm sure they take the $1,200 to go out and take care of the kids. Are you kidding me? It doesn't happen that way. These extended unemployment checks, it's going to be interesting to see what happens on September 6th. You know, on September 6th, there may be 7.5 million people have no income after September 6th. Wow. You'll see the market start tanking then. But we'll see what happens. Look, do yourself a favor, and then do me a favor. If you join my gang, go to my gang, try it for 10 days, philsgang.com, sign up where it says Working Investor, 10 days. And then once you join and you start making money, please help me with St. Jude. Help me support St. Jude. Okay? That's the best hospital in the world. It's a research hospital. It helps the kids. Okay, I'll see you on the chart. Remember, help St. Jude, join my gang. Free.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website,